Hi, my name is Vanessa Armstrong. I am a 6th generation Meltzer here at Meltzer Farms and Woods. And my grandfather was Philip Meltzer. He was the Meltzer who donated Meltzer Woods to the Central Indiana Land Trust in 2016, and why it is opened for the public at this time.
It was named after my grandfather. When he donated it to the land trust, they said that they would preserve the name. So that's where we're going to head in today. And I'm really happy that you're here because this is one of my favorite places of all time. And I'm going to tell you why it's special. This is actually a very, very, very special place, and we're really, really lucky to have it here in Shelbyville because it's not really a woods. It's really a time machine.
The woods has always been there, even before the Meltzers moved to this area. In 1928, the Meltzers were able to successfully submit it to the Classified Forest Program with the United States government. In 1974, it was recognized by the Department of the Interior for being a national natural landmark. In 2016, Meltzer Woods partnered with Central Indiana Land Trust and opened it officially to the public, including walking trails. Before 1928, it was cheaper to clear land of trees and plant crops because all land was taxed at the exact same rate. Luckily, the government started a program called the Classified Forest Program. If you submitted to the government that you wanted to keep your land trees and only trees, they would give you a reduced tax rate to help you protect the woods. They did this because Indiana went from being 91% trees to only 6% trees by 1928. So it was vital that we did keep some of the areas protected, especially with the old growth virgin forests. It turns out because these forests that had not been cut for trees, had not been used to allow animals to graze in, had rich micronutrients and biodiversity that you cannot get from just planting trees. It takes hundreds of years to get the type of nutrients that's in this soil.
Oh, I want to show you this. There's actually one up above, but here's one right here. Some trees, when they fall down, they pull the roots up with them, and they'll leave. Now, this one's not very deep, but you'll see in other areas, they leave like almost like a little hole underneath. The rain will gather in that hole, and that is where tadpoles, a lot of tadpoles are born. Very important part.
In 1974, Meltzer Woods was recognized as a national natural landmark, meaning that the United States government recognized that this part of the world, Meltzer Woods, was actually a museum. Being a national natural landmark lets other people know that Meltzer Woods is vital to telling the history of the state of Indiana. By visiting this piece of woods, you'll actually understand the historical significance that it has on the whole state of Indiana and the timeline of our state. In 2016, it was vital to partner with the Central Indiana Land Trust. At that time, Meltzer Woods had undergone 2 different invasive species, and they needed to be eradicated in order to protect the integrity of the woods. Not only that, but my grandfather, Philip Meltzer, really believed in sharing this beautiful resource with everyone around him. He was constantly giving tours, meeting other people who are interested in trees and preservation. So he was very happy when Silty helped him create some paths, clean up the woods, and open it to everyone who wanted to visit and enjoy this area. It's known as the land of the giants. There are several large trees, many that he had won champion trees of the big tree registry.
Another thing that you can see is that there's slices out of the tree. You're gonna see where somebody sawed into the tree. For a long time, I thought that people had taken out a slice to see how old it was, because that is what scientists do. But when I went on my tour with Indiana Land Trust, they said that they actually had a different idea for a trail, and they tried to move this tree, and after cutting into it 3 times, they said, okay, the trail will go by the tree. Too hard to move. Even when it's dead, even when it's fallen, these big trees, they are hard to move. They are heavy.
So it's a fun walk. You get to go around and not only learn about history, but enjoy what nature can become if you leave it alone. See the huge trees overhead.